Hello there. For today's episode, I'm going to do something interesting and I'm going to interview myself. So here we go. Thinking today about this virus, and it reminded me of this show from the 60s, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Remember that show? With this guy right here. Not me, but that guy. The Grinch. The Grinch was a grumpy guy, right? He was a grumpy guy. Not the nicest guy to be around. He lived up on a mountain. He had a dog named Max. I had a dog named Max at one time, but I'm not the Grinch. But I did have a dog named Max. So that's the version back from the 60s, the one that I prefer when I was a kid, watching those old cartoons. But if you like the new ones, it looks like this. This is the Grinch. He still has a dog named Max. The most famous character in the story was Cindy Lou Who. There's Cindy with her little ornament. Or if you prefer the more modern version, you still have Cindy Lou Who, and she has some very interesting, bizarre hair. But that's Cindy Lou Who. What were the Who's known for? They were happy people, right? They like to get together and eat. Here they are at the Who feast. It tells us they ate the Who roast beast at that meal. And they also got together and they would sing, and they loved Christmas. It was their favorite time of the year. And meanwhile, while they are enjoying that time of year, the Grinch is up there on his mountain looking down on these guys, and it drives him crazy that these guys are so happy. So he thinks, well, I will fix them. I will take away everything that's important to them, and surely they will be quiet and they'll stop singing and they won't drive me crazy anymore. So he does that. He goes in one morning and he takes everything. He takes all their food. He takes their presents. He takes their Christmas trees. He takes everything that he thinks are important to them. And he's sure that they will wake up and they'll give up and they won't be happy anymore. And so he looks down from his mountain that next morning, but he kind of gets a surprise, doesn't he? Instead of them being miserable and complaining about everything that's going on, what do? They come out of their houses. They still gather around even though there's no tree there. And what do? They sing. They hold hands and they sing. And that's confusing if you're the Grinch. And so he looks down on that and he doesn't know what to do. But at the same time that he's confused, something happens in him and he's impressed by these people. And it says that his heart had been a couple sizes too small his whole life. And it said in that moment, as he saw people being thankful and joyful and appreciative and being nice to each other and not being beat down, his heart grew a couple sizes that day. That's pretty cool. And I think even though this is a cartoon, there's a good lesson for us in there in the stuff that we're all going through right now. We, just like the Who's, we love to get together and go out to eat, right? It's one of the things that drives me batty about this is not being able to go out and see people. And usually we're doing that over a meal at our favorite restaurant. I hate that. I hate that we can't go to our favorite restaurants right now. It'll come back at some point, but right now it's not. And man, I don't like that. So we're just like the Who's there. They can't gather and sing together, right? We can't gather and sing together. Our churches are closed. Concerts are gone. We can't get together and sing together like we want to, right? And that drives us crazy. That will come back. That will happen again. For my Christian friends out there, the fact that we can't gather in church and sing together, man, that's one of the things that I miss the most, and I cannot wait for that to return. I can't wait as a worship leader. I can't wait to get in my church and to listen to the roar of people worshiping and singing. And we need to do that again, and we will do that again. That will happen. That will happen. That's going to come back, and we are going to do that again. But until then, I love to see the videos that are out there of just people in their living rooms, families that are watching services online, and they are still worshiping, and they are still opening their mouths, and they are singing. And man, that's encouraging. We need that for ourselves, and there's a world out there that needs to see us being encouraged and see us being hopeful, because that gives them encouragement, that gives them hope. And so I want to share this little cartoon example with you today, which I know is fictitious, and it's just a story, but I think there's some good examples in that story. This will end. We can believe that. We can be encouraged by that. And we absolutely will get together, and we will sing again together. We will worship together. So be encouraged.